Alright, so we're gonna get this over with real quick. This is technically a Terraria, however it's said. It's a TMod loader video. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to explain to everyone what the mods that I have are, what they do, and then kind of show off a little bit of it. It's probably gonna be 2 separate videos because it's gonna be a lot of like organizing and stuff. And I'm not gonna do too much. I'm gonna try my best to explain and show off some stuff. So in the workshop, can I make this a mod pack? They've enabled this new mod pack. Oh, what happened? Oh, hold on! Hang in there! Okay, neat, awesome. Oh, that's so nice. I wish more games did that. Oh, thank you, TMod Loader. Okay, so what did I just turn into a mod pack that you can all now find? Well, let's go look. So, first things first. I don't care if you call me a weenie about that top one right there. Let's scroll all the way down and get started. So some of these we need just because without them we can't do other stuff. Going through the ones that actually add a lot, we have the Lunar Veil mod. The Lunar Veil adds a lot. A lot of buffs too, apparently. Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, Lunar Veil is the one I've been having kind of the most trouble with. And that's just kind of due to the fact that it, like... It's basically the developers of this mod wanted to... They made a mod pack for Terraria, and then they also were basing it off the game that's coming out that they're making. So you start off with quite a few benefits and bonuses. If you were looking for a more, difficult experience, they do give you enough stuff, although I will let you know right now, if you use the constant world seed, one of the buffs does not really work. Anyway, if I were to give it a proper ranking or rating, it's definitely up there. I'd argue it would be like a 7. On top of that, they do give you a little funny thing, like little nods to like other series and stuff. There's a Pikmin item, an attacking item. It's very strong, especially if you get the onions. It's viable throughout the whole game, they say, and I truly believe that. I don't know if it's worth devoting all your accessory slots towards making it there's a part of me that wants to actually make a super strong Pikmin-esque bit character, but I feel like that's not for what I'm doing right now. That'd be for maybe a challenge or something, and the way to get it is not all that hard. I will be entirely upfront with if you stuck with the Pikmin at the very beginning and you made your build around it, good. This is needed. Thorium is next. Closing thoughts. I like it, you might like it. It might be worth for you just trying it out and installing it. I'm gonna caution you now. Don't do like I did. Check which ones you want to do first. Maybe get a rough feel for them. That's where one of the mods later is gonna come up. And then see if you want to go through with all that, because I'm confused what mods are going where. It's why I have some of the other mods installed, but... Moving on to Thorium. Thorium right now is the weakest to me. They're trying to add a lot, they're trying to do a lot, and I respect what they're trying to do, but I'm not really digging it. It feels too much like they're trying to play catch-up to one of the other mods on this list, which is pretty much a forever install for me. And don't get me wrong, it has some fun stuff, it has some cool stuff, but I'm not meshing with it as well as I hope I would. If I were to make another, mod pack to really sit down and maybe challenge myself or see how far I can get doing certain stuff, or even if I were just playing with friends, I don't think I'd go for Thorium. The additions of Bard class and Clerics are really interesting and unique, but if you don't got friends to play, I don't think Thorium's going to be for you. Mod of Redemption, the beta currently. This one's interesting. I don't know how much of it I've seen and necessarily used, but because it's so hidden, I can't accurately make a fair judgment of it. By the way, 6 for this. So I can't really say much about it. Don't know about the structure. I'll probably this is another one of those things. The impact library that just kind of had to be added. And you already see it. You know what it is. The Calamity mod, based off the mod on the very top. I always love the Calamity mod. The Calamity mod is like the first thing I reached for. Once I discovered that they were integrated with the most updated version of Terraria, I was like, oh, sweet gods, yes. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to face a lot of the updated mobs with it. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to test it out. I wanted to see it. I wanted to use all the stuff because it's still some of the most fun I've had playing Terraria. Because there's always something new you can do. Another thing for you to explore. Another weird boss or something. And it's just cool. I did see they made some changes and updates, and I'm not too big a fan of one of their mechanics. Hiccups, I hate you. I'm trying to be professional. I'm gonna draw on the whiteboard every time I have an issue. Where is it? I'm gonna use the red. No, I can't use the red. Jamer likes the red. Ah, there's green. So I'm gonna mark that down on the whiteboard. One time interrupted by hiccups. But yeah, Calamity mod. Calamity mod's honestly like it's almost a perfect 10 out of 10. I have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. But it's if you really want to spice up your Terraria world or just your playthroughs or even have fun with friends, get the Terraria, get the Calamity mod. It's worth it. It's worth all of you installing. It's worth all of you playing. It's so much like fun stuff to do. Moving up to the Endless Ammunition. This is just a utility mod. It's more a quality of life thing. For quality of life stuff, I rate it pretty high. As you know, obviously some guns and some bows want you to use wooden over any other. But in case you're not, you just want it because oh it shoots faster or oh it's really good. You use that instead. But obviously if you're like me and the Mega Shark or the Mini Shark is your bread and butter. One moment. Like how the siren turned off the moment I hit the mic button. I wonder if I can control it. Maybe if I just keep mashing this button, I can confuse them. Marking that down, by the way. Endless Ammunitions, it's a neat little thing. You're going to have to go and create a Crimson world if you want all of the unique ammunitions, or Crimson or Corruption, whichever one. I personally am still on the fence about which I like more. I think the red helps to add, and the less freaking pitfalls there are, the better. But I do also like the more defensive buffs and the interesting corruption stuff. Curse Flame's just so much cooler than Ichor. Anyway. Expanded inventory! I got this because I always have things in my inventory at all times because I don't like to be without stuff. I am a very cautious individual. So I highly recommend this if you're tired of having to run back to base every single time. And, you don't want to keep having to get yourselves potions of return just to make sure that you can do stuff. Shoe slot. I personally believe this should have just been, like, its own thing. Like, the shoe slot to me is just like, yeah, duh. I'm tired of having to freaking devote an accessory slot to shoes because I am not going to go without them. But it's kind of made moot by one of the next mods. Teleport to pylons from everywhere. The pylons. I really loved when they introduced this, and once I figured out how to use them, I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredibly nice. But I think being able to buy them should be its own kind of reward. And being able to use them how you would want to. I think this is just... I combo these two together because I don't like being restricted. If I'm spending a lot of gold, especially in a world where if I die, I drop gold and or potentially items too. You could argue that you could just plant them everywhere and then just keep teleporting to them, and I agree with you. But at the same time, you have to also be very conscious of, remembering to carry some in your inventory. So, I think that's okay. It's not like I'm, warping everywhere and just like, aha, aha, aha. No problem. No, it's more like I put them in specific places. And some mods do prevent you from, like, cheating out things by planting down a pylon here or there, so it's not like you're really cheating out the mods either. Bosses and NPCs, another quality of life one. I haven't seen this one either, so we're going to skip by it. This is a little bit fun for me. I like seeing the enemies that I've beaten come back as bosses. If I miss something from them, I could just very easily be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and visit this boss, and then buy the rest of what I didn't get from them, and boom. And their inventories are updated based off of the mods that you have. So if there was one that added like Eye of Cthulhu has a trumpet that you can get, and you spit out eyeballs with it. Guess what? It'll be in the Eye of Cthulhu shop. And now we're to the big ones. The Dragon Ball Terraria mods. I could argue that these three right here are already super busted and broken. And I do like them because it does provide a different way to play the game. On top of that, in the early game, when you're trying to manage your charge and your flight and all this other stuff, it's a lot of fun. It definitely adds a little bit of flavor and gives you more. And it's not super totally busted broken. If I were to... I don't rate the quality of life ones, by the way. I just talk about how much I like or don't care about them. Not necessarily don't like, but these easily get a 9.5 out of 10, just because I love all the extra stuff that they do. You know, and it gives you more stuff to do as well. You can go searching for the Dragon Balls, which is always fun. You can practice on figuring out, you know, what enemies you want to fight. You can cheat it too, obviously. You can do a lot of stuff. Terraria lets you cheat a lot in the game if you really think about it, but... And if you're wondering what I mean, sentries. There you go. But... for me personally, these add so much. I feel like you could have a lot of fun, especially if you're playing with friends and you got PvP stuff too. On top of that, they add a little bit of randomness to your character creation as well, since you could potentially end up as one of the things that you can use the Dragon Balls to wish for. Hunting for the Dragon Balls is fun too, and it's not like it would lock you out, because I found several, like... I don't know if it's the game world that bugged or something, but I know when I was searching for them myself, I found an extra 2-star ball, and I was just like, eh? Magic storage. Perfect utility. I recommend anyone who is a hoarder like myself, like Jamer, yeah, I'm calling you out. Like our friend Starsky, yeah, I'm calling you out too, bro. I love you to death, but we're hoarders. We're in-game hoarders. We are the worst people because we'll be like, hey, why is your inventory filled up? But I might need this potion for later. It's a potion of returning, and you have the cell phone. Yeah, but what if I lose it? Off your hotbar. When you don't even reach towards the T button ever. But what if I lose it? Again, this is the perfect thing for anyone who's a hoarder. You can search up the items you want to look up. You can upgrade your storages. There's so much stuff that this little utility mod adds. Honestly, if we were rating the utility ones, I'd give this a 10 out of 10. I love it. It's perfect. In fact, I want more of it. I want more stuff to do with this one. I want more magic storage. I want magic storage in my real life, so I can finally put things away and find them. And of course you get the void bag, because I just wanted it. Another utility mod we needed. Another little thing we needed. A little extra. Recipe browser. This one actually works in conjunction with the magic storage too, so it's just chef's kiss. It's great for looking up what, recipes you want to use. You can see if you're missing something. You could sort it by mods. You could sort it by vanilla. You could even just... It's just nice. It does so much for you. If you were to take away anything from this, if you're someone who struggled with playing Terraria because there's so much stuff whenever you go back to base, and you have your 8 different freaking treasure storages. I remember one of my worlds, I actually had a separate vault for all my items, and I had to label the chest, and I had to separate them all, and I had to make sure it was lit, and I had to have a teleporter to get in there. It was just so much work that the magic storage and then the recipe browser too. No more am I freaking alt-tabbing constantly to go look at the freaking the pages on Opera, or like having to be like, Jay, do you remember which mod this is from? And more importantly, can you figure out the recipe for me, please? That's like, nope, I just look it up my damn self. It even tells you what things you would need in order to craft it. Oh, do I need the table of butts? Just give me a second here. I promise with you I'm going with it. And no, Jamer, the table of butts is not a real item. I think. I don't know. I haven't checked the other mods yet, and I'm not looking it up. But. I'm mad that made Jamer laugh. It's just good for you. It's good for your mental too, because you don't have to worry about looking things up anymore. Cheat commands! Go ahead. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for all of you to call me scrubs. I don't care. Sometimes, in this game, when I get killed by nonsense, or more importantly, when something pisses me off greatly, I like the ability to get my revenge. And oh haha, look at the funny boss who decided that at the last second they were going to charge me 8 times in a row, and just randomly an enemy happened to appear and smack that last bit of health before I could kill you. Yeah, no, we're getting the run back. I'm going God mode until we're at that same part again, and then I'm killing you properly. Or I'll just, summon you and kill you outright. It is a little bit hard to use if you're just using the... Yeah, hard to use. No, it's not hard to use. It is a little bit, you have to be quick with it. Like, if you're not good at typing or you misspell stuff, you do kind of ruin things. And there is such potential for a lot of unearthly shenanigans to go on. But it is just a good one to have, and also it lets you test out your own mods if you were creating your own. So this can help you spawn things into your hand, figure out what item IDs might be clashing, and it would prevent a lot of little issues. This is good for a developer of mods, or if you want to try to create your own. On top of that, this will help you, let's say for whatever reason, this is a common occurrence I'm sure happens to everyone. You beat a boss, or you find an NPC townie, and because you have all these other mods, and then, but you fulfilled the requirements for this NPC, and this NPC, and that NPC, you could just be like, okay, I don't need you here, /take out, or /spawn, swap them, and then let the NPCs just kind of wander, in case you're, struggling for housing at the time. Shop Expander! You're gonna need this if you have other mods, because if you have NPCs who have more stuff in their shops, there you go. On top of that, it does help you in case you accidentally sold something. I've had this happen a few times, actually, where in base Terraria, I would be selling stuff because I have so many copies, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing, and because the shop inventory was full, I lost access to it, and I had to go get it again. And I believe Jamie remembers that day because I was either groaning, whining, or just being a little piss baby about it. Finally, the last 2 mods. We'll talk about this one first and then go to this one. This one I have words for. The Calamity mod add-on, no defense damage. I think defense damage is nonsense and unfair. If I build up my defense and I have warding on all my accessories, why would you take that away from me? Why would you make it that I might as well have gone into battle naked, except unlike Dark Souls and Elden Ring, where I get iframes for it, I get nothing here? I could literally go in with the vanity items. It will make no difference to some of these enemies. Because sometimes one hit is all you need to have no armor. Why even bother with some of the other things if I can just get one shot regardless, because they took my defense down to 0 and then proceeded to punch me in my stupid, dumb face. So no, I recommend if you're getting Calamity and you're getting annoyed by how so many things in the game can drop your defense, get this. It's no shame. I've seen other people complaining about it too. Finally, the Stars Above, another mod that adds quite a bit. I personally like this one. I think it's good. I think it's fun. The addition of other worlds to use for farming, as well as just more content to explore and go through. Extra bosses, little extra things on top of that. Unique worlds that give you a really, the person behind this mod is freaking fantastic. I want to just praise them right now, because the environments that they created for the other world, amazing. It felt like I was playing a different game for a bit. If you were doing a horror mod, you would want to do something like what Stars Above did, because that's just amazing to me. And on top of that, it's just a little fun. You get the quote-unquote, you get all the jokes, you get a girlfriend or a wife. Yeah, but I kind of like it for the little aspect of just it's nice to have a little extra party member, companion. It's nice to have little other mechanics during fights and such, and a gauge to focus on. Little buffs that can help make or break things for you. I've been probably saved more times by this mod than anything else. On top of that, I don't think it interferes too much with the world as a whole. So if I were to recommend what mods you would want to really enjoy yourself, you'd probably want to stick mostly with Calamity, and then maybe, I don't think Thorium does too much. You probably might want to pick between these two. I think Calamity and Lunar conflict quite a bit, but Stars Above is definitely one that I would recommend It's seamless with Calamity. It does. It's really nice. But yeah, so that's pretty much the kind of little intro to Heroic's modding experience, and I will go to show you. I did actually have to experiment a bit. There was Benji, who I just tried a lot of stuff out with. There was Travis, who I did a lot of cheaty stuff with, and then there's cooler Travis, who I actually sunk in 46 hours. Huh. Well, we'll go see what he does and what his world is looking like in but a moment. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you for doing. And that's what I just want to say. Laters.